Hey there, Storm fans. Bryant Cook, and today we're playing in a vintage cube. As always, I force Storm in the cube no matter what. There might be other decks we could draft that are open. Not interested. We are playing Storm combo. And when we look here, Volcanic Island is a pretty easy standout. We have Blackleaf Cliffs and then Mishra's Bauble. All of these are fine. You could also take Gristlebrand and hope to hit Oath of Druids, but I think typically Volcanic Island is just the safest pick, especially when there's fetch lands in the cube. Pick number 2, we have a Birgi, God of Storytelling. We also have a Spell Seeker. Both of these are pretty high value picks in my opinion. In my experience, I find that Birgi often ends up being the higher power level card. So I am probably going to take the Birgi. You could also take the Blood Crypt or the Faithless Looting. Looting is not exactly a high power level card. I mean, it's fine, but it's not really what you're looking for. And our first pick was Mana Fixing, so I don't think I want to take that with my number 2. I'm just looking for more Storm cards. Pack 3, and we have a couple really amazing picks here. Echo of Aeons is obviously a great card. It will ever let me zoom. There we go. Echo of Aeons. It's Legacy Storm staple. We have Badlands for Mana Fixing. I love Fast Bond plus Bolas's Citadel. That's one of my favorite things to do in the Vintage Cube. However, how do you not pick Time Spiral? I think that's just obviously the slam dunk pick here. Into the deck we go. Lotus Petal, Turnabout. We could end up being the High Tide deck. I mean, there's also a couple Mana Flares in here. I mean, Lotus Petal is also just incredibly good. And there's a very good chance that the Turnabout wheels. I could also take the Imperial Seal. I think Lotus Petal is just, like, mana ends up being the choke point most of the time. So I'm going to take Lotus Petal. I hate Palinchron. I'm sorry. I know a bunch of you out there really love Palinchron. I've never had success with that card. I'm not super interested in that. We could take Jace the Mind Sculptor, Verdant Catacombs. We're not actually in black yet, but we're pretty likely to be. There's also the Lotus Bloom, but this is a card that in my experience wheels a lot. So I think it's Verdant Catacombs. In theory, you could play the Jace. I've never had a whole lot of luck playing that in my Storm combo decks, though. Paradoxical Outcome. This is a card that I am not a super huge fan of. Rafine's Tower is a dual land for High Tide. So I think that's ultimately the better card here. I think that Outcome is almost unplayable if I'm being completely honest, so I'm going to take the dual land. And there's High Tide. Okay, sort of wish I took that Turnabout now, but there's also a good chance that it comes back to us. Yawgmoth's Will, hello. Jessica's Will, obviously very good as well, but I'm going to take the Yawgmoth's Will, one of the more broken cards in the cube. Blackleaf Cliffs or Mishra's Bauble. I understand that Cliffs isn't an island, but it is still mana fixing. And I don't think Image or Bauble are that great. Like, Image is fine if you're playing mid-range decks, but that's not what we're looking to do here. Probably Thirst for Discovery. Echo of Aeons, okay. And we wheeled the Turnabout. We did it. Imperial Seal is gone, but I'm not surprised by that. Pretty happy with where our deck is at the moment. It's also possible that we just don't play red for the Birgi, but I don't want to close the door on that quite yet. We could just end up as blue-black. I guess I'll take the Palinchron. I am not a fan of that card, but it does make sense if we're the High Tide deck. We'll take Pester Might. So right now we're missing Frantic Search, Candelabra, and Treachery is on tap effects. Spell Pierce, Goblin Electromancer, Ponder. Arguably the best card in the cube, by the way, White Bloom Adventurer. But, you know, we're not playing those colors. I think you're supposed to take the Ponder here. I think we want to end up cutting red. Time Walk. Yes, please. I saw that Cabal Ritual, but obviously you take the Time Walk. Factor Fiction. Is it Signet? We're not really a white deck, so we don't need the Tundra, despite being a High Tide strategy. I'm going to take the Signet, because if we end up in red, it's fixing that doesn't require more mountains. And I could, in theory, splash the Birgies. Alright, so my OBS crashed. If you didn't notice, it's probably because I spliced it together. But Lion's Eye Diamond and Mind's Desire, I think it's actually the Lion's Eye Diamond when we have Yawgmoth's Will. Desire could also wheel. It looks like no one else is drafting Storm. Looted Delta and Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to take the Delta. Okay. I guess we could take the Exarch. We already have Pestermite. We could backdoor into playing the Kiki combo as well. There's Kiki Jiki. Am I really doing this? I don't know. Displacer Kitten or Riftwing Cloudskate. I don't mind the Riftwing. I think Displacer Kitten isn't great, but I don't know. Riftwing. Alright, so I've pulled the Pestermite back out. There's a chance we end up playing that again. Spell Pierce. Wow. White Plume Adventure wheeled. Is no one on white? Holy moly. Guess it's the Goblin? Could take the Spell Pierce. And Cabal Ritual wheeled. Wow. We'll take the Tundra. Why not? No Storm win conditions yet, but we do have the Kiki Jiki win. I don't think we got Mind's Desire back. Oh, there it is. Okay. So no one's playing Storm. It's wide open for us. I'll take the Past in Flames, but that is not a card I want to play. I think Past in Flames is kind of unplayable. Alright, Elite Spellbinder, sure. Mox Emerald. Tendrils of Agony. This pack is very good. I mean, I'm going to take the Mox Emerald, but I'm expecting that the Tendrils makes its way back to me. No one seems to be drafting Storm. Steam Vents in our High Tide deck? Yes, please. There's also the Zealous Conscripts, but we already have a pair of untappers. Wheel of Fortune. Hello. Yeah, I'll take the wheel. Scalding Tarn. Consider. I think it's probably the Scalding Tarn here. Our mana fixing is actually fairly good. Maybe I'm just splashing for Yawgmoth's Will here. We don't actually have a whole lot of black cards. Candelabra. That's a good pick for us. Demir Signet. Seething Song into the Kiki. I think it's probably the Candle, though. I'd still love to see Frantic Search. I think that's a card our deck is missing. Next pack, we have not a lot in here. Like, Brain Geyser is technically a win condition. That's also fairly good when you're a High Tide deck. We can take that. I've actually haven't played this card, at least in recent memory. Yeah, that's probably just the choice. I've moved these lands over here because I'm not sure if we're actually going to end up playing black yet. Like, I feel like I'd splash for Yawgmoth's Will, but I'm not sure on the rest. And Leovold is very interesting when we have Wheel of Fortune and, you know, all these wheels. We have a green Mox. We have Rafine's Tower, which I believe makes green. Plains Island Swamp, so it does not make green. Interesting. I think the pick is the Leovold. I mean, I wouldn't play any of these other cards anyway. Helm of Awakening. I mean, we can play that. And Tendrils did come back. In theory, we're allowed to play Dream Halls.
I'm sorry. Catch that.
Sorry, my phone decided that it wanted to be a part of the video. Alright, we'll take Wishclaw Talisman. Or maybe I'm supposed to take the Stomping Ground if I want to play the Leovold. We have a lot of decisions to make on what we're actually going to play here. Metamorph, I guess. I've seen some people play Shark Typhoon before. Dig Through Time when we're a Past in Flames Yawgmoth's Will deck, probably not great. Let's take the Shark Typhoon just in case. Sure, Sulphur Springs. We also don't have any tutors for the High Tide. I guess I have a Wishclaw. Did I take the Wishclaw? I can't even remember now. We're at 40 cards at the moment. So I'm not crazy about playing main deck Cloudskate. That can go to the sideboard. Not thrilled with Dream Halls, Metamorph. Those are all cards in my book. I've never actually played Shark Typhoon. I've always found enough win conditions where I didn't need to play this. I think there's a good chance I don't end up playing the Leovold, but I'm not going to die on any hills regarding that. We have 3 green sources between Stomping Ground, Mox Emerald, and Lotus Petal, so like we could end up playing it. And I have a fetch land for the Stomping Ground too. Yeah, I have multiple fetch lands, so we could probably play the Leovold. The question is, do I want to play the Kiki combos? I don't know. Deck is wild. I personally hate Talancron. I think that card sucks. So I'm down to cut that. So that's 35 cards with 9 lands. So let's add some basics. No basic forest. How many islands do we actually have? We're at 42 cards with 16 lands. Granted, I have a Lotus Petal and a Mox Emerald, but as a high tide deck, you want to hit your land drops. I mean, I could not play the Splinter Twin combo and then add back in either Shark Typhoon or Palancron. This is a tough choice. I've never come this close to accidentally drafting Twin. So if we play this current configuration, our only win condition is Tendrils. So I kind of like having either the Kiki combo as a backup or playing Shark Typhoon. I admittedly don't love the Past in Flames. So that could be Kiki and then the combo. That's 41. But also cut the Helm of Awakening. The problem with the Kiki is that it's like really tough to make triple red without the Burgi. Yeah, I don't think I want to play that. Like, I'd rather play the Past in Flames because I want to fix up this mana base a little. Maybe I will play Shark Typhoon as a backup win condition. So this row is blue mana sources that work with High Tide. And this is mana sources that don't work with High Tide. I'm wondering how I can fix that. So technically, Verdant Catacombs can get this really bad Underground Sea. It also grabs her Stomping Ground. I think our mana's probably okay. Sitting at 42. So I haven't cut the Deceiver, the Pestermite yet. Is that enough islands? Yeah, it probably is. Alright. This is what I'm going to save. I'm not confident in this decision. You could play Riftwing Cloudskate. That's a very acceptable card. You could play the Twin combo, and I don't think it would be wrong. I'm pretty against Palancron in general. I just think this card is kind of poopy. But that's what I've got. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hopefully you enjoyed the draft. Let's go play some Magic. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, cyborg guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicsforum.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicsforum.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first round. We're on the draw. I don't know how I feel about this hand. It's just pretty slow. I'm going to mulligan. This is better. We'll keep bottom the Brain Geyser. Turn 1 Forest, and our opponent is passing the turn. We'll play a Stomping Ground. Helm of Awakening, a card we can play. They've played an island. Rona. Okay. Alright, so I'm more confident in this decision now. I'm going to play the Helm. Pass the turn. So, Helm is symmetrical. All spells cost 1 less, including your opponent. So it's pretty risky. Our overall game plan is that we want to play Burgi next turn, and then on the following turn, Time Spiral. Okay, so our opponent is allowed to play a 4-drop here. They play an Uro. With Uro being legendary, the Rona untaps. And there's another land, so they're on Simic Ramp. They activate the Rona again in their second main phase, discarding a forest. They have 4 cards in hand and they pass. Mountain. We'll play the Sulphurous Springs, tap for a red. Play the Burgi God of Storytelling. We're going to hold this Lion's Eye Diamond, because if I wait a turn and play it, it's going to make a red mana for the Burgi, and we want that. They begin the turn by activating a Rona once again. Discards Utopia Sprawl. They have 5 cards in hand. Solemn Simulacrum. So they're still holding open 1 blue, so I think that they could have something like a Spell Pierce maybe? I'm not sure. Could also be a 2-mana counter like a Remand. Okay. Ponder. Not super interested in playing that here. Lion's Eye Diamond makes a red. It looks like our opponent has hit the F6 key. So I'm going to Spiral here. Holding priority. And I'll add 3 blue. Now we untap. Okay. This Candelabra is absolutely free, so we'll cast that. Play the High Tide, which converts itself into a red mana with the Burgi in play. What to do, what to do. I can play a Shark Typhoon here. I think I'm down for that. Let's cast a Shark Typhoon. Goblin Electromancer. And let's untap some lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We'll use some red mana here. Mind's Desire for 7. We get to make a pretty large shark. Who doesn't love sharks? Desire triggers. And there's our Tendrils of Agony. Sharknado. And the last Desire. Let's cast a Leovold. And Echo of Aeons. Because I can. Sharks. Lotus Petal. Creates a 0/0 shark that will die due to state-based ability. Lion's Eye Diamond. 4 sharks. Just being sacrificed for the greater good. We'll tap this. Let's untap our lands. I'm just over here trying to have a good time, okay? Land. Untap. Now I am legally allowed to cast Cabal Ritual. Let's take an extra... I know that we're like showing our opponent more than we need to, but I came here to have fun. So we're having fun. And I guess we can Aw, they wouldn't let me Tendrils them. So we have to do the thing in game number 1. I'm a big fan of getting to do the thing, so let's submit. It's worth noting, you can't bring guys to your opponent for lethal if you have a Leovold in play. Just fun fact, you're not allowed. Game number 2, we're on the draw, and well, I think this hand just doesn't do enough. We're really, really begging for land 2 into Thirst for Discovery. There's just a lot of what-ifs with this hand, so I'm going to mulligan. This seems better. We'll put Yawgmoth's Will in the bottom. So the nice thing about this hand is we get to use Wheel of Fortune as a discard effect for our Echo of Aeons. Soul Ring? That's not fair. Okay. Play Rafine's Tower, we'll pass the turn. 4 mana. Channel. I'm in trouble. Our opponent is tapping and untapping their Soul Ring repeatedly. And I don't know if they don't know how to pay life with the channel. I don't know what the deal is here. But they're struggling to cast a spell. My opponent has messaged me. They're saying that it's not giving them a prompt. There they go. They just paid 1 life. Okay, I think they've got it. That'd be a pretty bad way to win a match. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Okay. You have an Ugin. Draw, and it's a volcanic island. We'll play a Steam Vents and pass the turn. Ignoble Hierarch. They hit me again. And now next turn they can ultimatum the Ugin. Draw. Brain Geyser. Play the Volcanic. Rather than give them a hand with the Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to just pass here. Because it makes the Ugin ultimatum just a little bit worse. So they could have had 14 or 15 cards for this ultimatum, and instead they have 10. So that's why I didn't cast the wheel. Woodfall Primus? That's brutal. They have a Mox Sapphire too in their deck. Next turn they're swinging for 10 and they have an Ugin, so I go to 1. I don't think I'm going to be able to make this work. Thirst for Discovery. Yeah, this isn't going to happen. Okay, concede. Next game. Try that again. On the play for game 3, and wow, this is a pretty good start. Keep. Okay, so Mox Emerald. Sulphur Springs will take 1. Cast the Cabal Ritual. Lion's Eye Diamond. Sacrifice this for blue, and now we'll flash back. Are we playing Legacy right now? Okay, draw 7. I can play Signet into Ponder. And then I can have turn 2 Leovold. Ponder. There's no wheel here. I think I'm going to shuffle looking for a wheel. Another land. And they just pass. High Tide. So hypothetically we do this. Tap here. We need a black source. Blackleaf Cliffs does that. Play the Leovold. Pass the turn. Now we have to find Wheel of Fortune, and then we have, what is it called? Time Spiral. We've already used Echo of Aeons. We're going to cycle this Rafine's Tower to a land. Okay, we have a bunch of mana and nothing to do. Next turn I can Past in Flames for Ponder. That's something that I'm allowed to do. Okay, it looks like they might be passing here. We'll use the Scalding Tarn going down to 18. Grab a Steam Vents. Draw. Yawgmoth's Will. I guess it's probably a little bit better than Past in Flames here. Maybe it's not. So if I cast Yawgmoth's Will, I Ponder. I guess even if I hit Wheel Fortune, I still couldn't play Wheel this turn. I'm a mana short. So I think I'm supposed to Past in Flames. And then we'll Ponder, looking for that payoff. Bergie isn't bad. We'll leave the Bergmeister on top. Play Volcanic Island. Pass the turn. Island again. And now they're casting something. I'm a little nervous. 5 mana. Pest Infestation. So they're going to blow up 2 of my artifacts, and I'll draw 2 cards. Okay. You got it. And they picked up some 1/1s. Time Walk. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure this out. If I cast High Tide, that's 6 mana, so I'm 1 short of the play I want to be able to make. But I could High Tide, Yawgmoth's Will, play some stuff. Okay, I think that's probably the line here. So High Tide. Black, colorless, blue, blue. So we'll Time Walk. Yawgmoth's Will. Play the Mox. And then we'll Time Walk again. So now next turn I can play the Bergie and then get an untap step before our opponent can even do anything. Okay. So now we'll play the Horn and then pass the turn back to myself. Draw. Brain Geyser. Okay, so we'll start off by discarding lands. Turnabout and Electromancer, those are both fine. Discard an island. Play an island for turn, why not? Discard another land. Spiral. Discard Lion's Eye Diamond. Discard Brain Geyser. Play the Lotus Petal. Helm of Awakening. So if I play the Goblin, I can still cast the Time Spiral. Should probably Turnabout first, though. Target myself. We'll untap our lands. Untap. Ouch. And then we'll Time Spiral. Untap our lands. Sweet. Cast a Cabal Ritual. Term is 6. Play a Candle for free. Lion's Eye Diamond. Mind's Desire. Most of the rest of our deck will be free to cast here. We'll discard the Wheel to Horn because we don't want to cast that. Sacrifice the Lotus Petal for a blue. We'll play a High Tide. That's from 10. Tap this for black. Tendrils you. If they have some sort of way to gain life, we can still Past in Flames back the Tendrils this turn and use the Lion's Eye Diamond mana. And that's the match. We are 1-0. Our deck looked a little rough here, I won't lie, but we got the job done. That's what matters. We also did the thing in game 1, which was pretty sweet. Let's see if we can get 2 more wins. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and Mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 2 on the play. We have the combo of Leovold plus Wheel. I'll try it out. Okay, turn 1 Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. Basic Forest. Okay. Forest usually doesn't interact with my combo. We'll grab their Fiend's Tower so that way we have a black source. Goblin Electromancer. Okay. So, blue-red, play the Electromancer. And then we'll pass the turn. Mountain. Mountain can't interact with my combo. Screw or Tri-Belder, you've got it. Cast in Flames. We'll play the Elf here. Go to combat. Swing with the Goblin. Okay, let's see if they get a different color basic here, or if they're just Gruul. Ooh, Swamp. Okay. Our opponent plays a Taiga into Wrenn. Yeah, you've got it. They turn their creature into their land into a creature. No blocks here. Okay. We'll play an island. Helm of Awakening. So now this wheel will only cost a single mana. And then we can Time Walk. Okay. So we're in a pretty good spot here. We'll play the Steam Vents. Ouch. Play Burgi the hard way. By the hard way, I mean for mana. And now Lotus Petal makes red. Blue, blue, red. We should be able to Time Spiral. Okay, we've made another red. And it looks like I fizzled. That's unfortunate. Okay. I mean, I could have tried to play the back half of Burgi, but I thought making mana would have been our choke point. I guess I'm wrong. One thing I could do is they attack, I block with the Burgi, and then a Yawgmoth's Will. That's probably the line. Okay, I have to pass here. Okay, so they milled 3 cards. They can put a permanent card to their hand. So Eternal Witness or Acidic Slime. They grab Eternal Witness. They play the Witness for Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. And they're going to kill my Leovold, so I get to draw a card. I'm down to draw cards. Fortunately, it's a land. Draw for turn. Mind's Desire. That's a good one. Okay, so we'll play Mox. And now this is essentially free. Ball Ritual. I guess I'll play another Black Source. We have plenty of islands in play. Turnabout targeting myself. Land. Untap. Cast Yawgmoth's Will. Paying a black mana. Cast Cabal Ritual. So we've paid the black there. And now we'll play the Leovold once again. Green, blue, black. Okay, we'll make a bunch of mana once again. Turnabout targeting myself. Paying blue, blue. Land, and then untap. Mind's Desire for 9. Okay, so 9 cards coming off the top rope. Shark Typhoon! Okay, I have 11 cards left in deck, so I can cast the Wheel of Fortune. Let's play Shark Typhoon, though. Cast the Wheel. Make a Shark. Okay, so... no Tendrils yet. I can Thirst for Discovery. Make some more Sharks. So this will leave me with 1 card left in deck. Discard the basic island. And then we can cast Tendrils of Agony. Alright, that's game number 1. No need to sideboard, we'll just resubmit. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think our deck is incredibly good. It's sort of like a 4 to 6 range, somewhere in there. But right now it seems to be working, at least in the matchups that we're paired against. Game number 2, we have Time Walk into Yawgmoth's Will, but the Brain Geyser I don't think is like a real payoff here. We are supposed to mulligan. Okay. Keep. Get rid of the Past in Flames. The Lion's Eye Diamond doesn't do a whole lot for us here other than create Storm. Play the Polluted Delta, we'll pass. Looks like they're passing as well. We'll fetch. Rafine's Tower. Okay. Thirst for Discovery isn't awful. So next turn I can Black Cleave Cliffs, Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petal, but that leaves me 1 mana short for Mind's Desire. Helm of Awakening. I'm going to just pass, and then we can Thirst for Discovery on their end step. No action on my end step. They paused for a moment and then decided to just untap. 4 mana and they're passing once again. Okay. Sure. On their end step, I'm getting like red elemental blast signals from this. Yawgmoth's Will. Okay. Discard 2 cards. So Wheel of Fortune, Desire? Actually, no, I can discard the land. Okay. Because I can play that after. Play Stomping Ground, Helm, Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond. And now Yawgmoth's... So I could just cast a Mind's Desire for 5, but I'm going to choose to Desire. I could get blown out by Endurance here, but I'm going to guess that they don't have it. I'm pretty sure Endurance is in the cube. Okay, Yawgmoth's Will is resolved. We'll play Lion's Eye Diamond. Cabal Ritual. Storm is 7. Sacrifice this for 3 blue. Let's Thirst for Discovery. I am not allowed to discard the Tendrils of Agony. And then Mind's Desire, which, honestly, the most important mode on this right now is just Storm. Being a spell that we can cast. Whole lot of land so far. Turnabout. We'll play Shark Typhoon. Add blue. Play the Is It Signet. Create a small little flying shark. Bosch and Roll would be so disappointed watching this video. Just all the time, non-stop sharks. In response, I'll Turnabout, targeting ourselves. Land, untap. Your Force of Vigor is allowed to resolve, I don't care. How many Drills of Agony? 14 Drills of Agony. And just like that, we're 2-0-4-0. Actually, that's not true. I lost a match or lost a game in round number 1. Ignore me. What am I saying? Who knows? Let's just go win round number 3. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. The third and final round. We are on the play for the trophy. This seems fine. Keep. I would like to draw land 3. That is something that I'm very interested in. Bazaar Baghdad. Okay. We'll fetch. Let's go get our dual land. Rafine's Tower. So you could just Time Walk, but I don't think that's like a meaningful play, so I'm going to play Goblin Electromancer instead. And there's our land. Okay. Play the Goblin, and we'll pass. So next turn I can Thirst for Discovery and Time Walk, or I can play Burgi. There's a lot of choices. Archon of Cruelty and Elish Norn. That's not good for me. Okay. Please no whammies. Please no whammies. Very good Reanimator deck. Sundering Titan, Library of Alexandria. Black Land. Ah, they had the Reanimate! Ah, that's so brutal. We have to sacrifice the Electromancer and Echo goes to the graveyard. That was brutal. I'm really far away from Time Walk plus Burgi. So I think instead I'm going to just Time Walk here. Time Walk. Pass back to myself. Candle. Play the Candle, and I'm going to pass. I think we should be able to get one more on tap step. Although if they reanimate Sundering Titan, that's going to hurt a lot. That trigger on the stack, I'm going to Thirst for Discovery to see if I can keep the Burgi around. Alright, discard a basic. Discard the Scalding Tarn. My best draw is probably like Lion's Eye Diamond. I mean, I wouldn't complain about Yawgmoth's Will either. I guess that's really just 5 mana Time Warp. If I drew Cabal Ritual, it's not the worst. Okay, 2 lands. This Myric Fiend. Okay. I don't think my deck has any creature removal on it. Not that I can think of. Alright, so I'm asking for a miracle here. Flashback Echo. Does this do anything meaningful? So I can go Cabal Ritual. I think I'm probably supposed to just Time Walk. Because I have Desire in my deck, so why burn all the spells? So we'll Time Walk. Come on, good draw. That was not a good draw. Okay, so Helm, Yawgmoth's Will, Time Walk. Come on, deck. Pretty please. Pretty please. Nope. Okay, we're down a game. Almost came back from their nut start, but not quite good enough. And there's the Spiral, our next card. Brutal. Okay, so we don't really have any interaction in our sideboard, so we're just going to run back the same deck list and hope to be better. I would have loved for a Brain Geyser there too. That would have been a good one. We had a lot of solid draws. Game 2. It just doesn't do enough. Mulligan. Well, I can't actually cast the Leovold, but I think I'm supposed to keep this. Bottom an island. Opponent with the mulligan to 5. Play the polluted delta and we'll pass the turn. Basic swamp, so no Bizarre Baghdad opening this game. We'll fetch, go grab the Rafine's Tower. Draw, another basic island. Okay. I'm going to time walk here and hope that I spike the green source for the Leovold. Draw. Nope. Land, pass. Fiery Islet. Okay. Draw. Turnabout. So I could try to tap them down in their upkeep, but I don't think that's a useful play. So next turn I could hardcast the Echo using the Turnabout, but I would love to draw a green source for this Leovold. No such luck. I'm going to just wait it out. They draw a card with Library, they're up to 8 cards. It looks like that's how they're going to go to clean up here. Sundering Titan. Oh, I have to move now. I don't have a choice. Alright, we'll play the Springs. Turnabout myself. Land. Untap. 2 mana floating. Echo with 2 mana open. This is not good enough. We redrew the Leovold, but no green source again. I think here I'm just going to play the Is It Signet and pass. So now they can draw a card with the Library. Well, now they can't because they played the Imp first. And they found the Sundering Titan again. That's brutal. Okay. I mean, we have... They're going to destroy 3 lands. We're not out of this yet. Like, it could have been worse. Draw. Polluted Delta. So that gives us the green source for the wheel. Actually, no, it doesn't. This doesn't fetch a green source. So I can play the Burgie. Yeah, I have to wait a turn. We need mana. Swift End on my Burgie. That's a bummer. So now they're attacking for 6, and I'll fall to... I'm sorry, I forgot about the Putrid. I'm 7, so I'll fall to 12. We'll go to 11 off of the Polluted Delta. Okay, so we'll grab a Steam Vents. Draw. Shark Typhoon. I don't hate it. Brian Koval would be so disappointed in me right now. Alright, Heartcast Shark Typhoon. So now they're attacking for 7 again. I'll go to 4. They're going to play the Murderous Rider. Okay, so I can make a 1/1 with a candle. Is that worth the mana, though? It might be. Alright, I'll play the candle. Play the mountain. And I'm going to Wheel of Fortune. Any order. Okay, that was pretty good for us. Sacrifice for black. Tap this for a colorless. Cabal Ritual. Yawgmoth's Will. Cabal Ritual again, Storm 6. Lotus Petal is Storm 7. Replay the Burgie. Spell number 8. Spell number 9, Tendrils of Agony. This is for Xaxes. So far, every single time we've played Shark Typhoon, it is not done a whole lot other than, like, just be on the board, but I'm here for it. I mean, I've made so many Sharks this league. I love it. Okay, let's try to get the W. Submit. This hand is not it. Mulligan. Do I keep this? I think so. They play a Scalding Tarn and pass the turn. We're going to do the same. The Lotus Petal, okay. So my plan here is use the Scalding Tarn to get the Rafine's Tower, and then Verdant Catacombs to get the Stomping Ground. That's a Nuna's Prowler. Fetch. Grab the Rafine's Tower. Leovold. Okay. Ouch. Is it Signet? This way I don't get hurt by Archon of Cruelty. Okay, they're getting in for 3. I'm not discarding anything. Moxaf, their deck is very good. Chart a course. Okay, so they have 5 cards. So I can play Goblin, Time Walk, which I think is probably the line here. Alright, pass back to us. We'll draw. Land. So this can be black, red. Just trying to make sure all my mana works here. So if I do this for black, cast Yawgmoth's Will using black, red. Fetch for a swamp. I think I'm supposed to burn the Lotus Petal. Alright, now we'll Yawgmoth's Will. Replay the Lotus Petal. Fetch. We'll get Volcanic Island. Play Leovold. And Time Walk. We have 3 wheels off the top that probably win the game. I also wouldn't mind a Brain Geyser. I mean, not that Brain Geyser wins the game, but it wouldn't be bad. Come on, deck, give me a wheel, pretty please. Nope. Okay, we'll attack for 5. Pass the turn. Not playing out a Helm of Awakening, that's for sure. I think I'm actually going to discard the Helm. Like, I don't plan on playing it against them. I'll take 1, I'm at 11. Sneak attack. That's scary. Come on, deck, pretty please give me a wheel. There we go. There we go. Okay. Echo of Aeons. I could pay for a Spell Pierce. Alright, Storm count is 1. Player land. Let's attack. So they'll go to 7. Lines of Diamond. Cabal Ritual. And Drills of Agony. Did we just 3-0 with this deck? Really? This deck? This deck's like a 4, maybe a 5 on a good day. And we got the trophy. View your previous deck. Wow, we got the trophy with this. I kind of can't believe it. But let's go back. This deck was not great, if I'm being honest. We never actually played the Brain Geyser, so I've still never actually cast it. Shark Typhoon was meh. I think Echo actually really overperformed this league. We didn't get to do too many High Tide shenanigans, but it was fine. The real stars of this league were Yawgmoth's Will, in my opinion. That is why I splashed black. You might have been saying, why don't you just cut the black? Yawgmoth's Will is just way too busted. Time Spiral was good. Desire was good. Past in Flames is kind of stinky, but we got there. We got the trophy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day and keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.